Every month weird stuff goes down in the gaming world.
I don't know. Maybe.
Hi folks, it's Falcon, and today on gameranx, 10 weird gaming stories of September 2017. Number 10, a user looked into the code in HalfLife, the original one, and found that NPCs that remarked about corpses stinking didn't just do it randomly or because they were scripted events. They actually had an AI system built around smelling. They had 3 scent categories: carcass, garbage, and meat, though it was only meat and carcass that actually worked in the game. Speaking of not working, the scientists, they couldn't do this. The code didn't work. Gotta give some serious credit to Marfitimus Blackimus for digging up this code and putting the results on his YouTube channel. Number 9, a video of a small child playing with a Game Boy reveals an inherent truth about the youth of today. She literally can't understand that it doesn't have a touchscreen. That's right, by that age, a kid is like, yup, all screens are touchscreens. When I touch any smooth surface that projects a glowing image onto itself, it will interact with me. It's actually inconceivable that something wouldn't. Well, I remember the days when the Game Boy Color was something that children understood. I don't even know what to say about this. I'm grasping with some feelings. Number 8, 2 commentators doing a charity stream fell for the oldest trick in the book when a couple of donors used some prank names. Now normally these would be reserved for prank calls, but well, this involves giving some money, so people are even less on their guard than a phone call. So obviously when they thanked Foreskin Tim, Foreskin Tim. And then directly afterwards, the other commentator on screen was like, "You should have never fell for that," and then fell for another one. A $1 donation from Genitals, you know. Number 7, a garbage man who streams his garbage man-ing onto Twitch was going through some garbage one day and found a PlayStation 4. Upon further inspection, he found the wires. He took the PlayStation 4 home, he plugged it in, and to his surprise, it booted up. He had a free PlayStation 4. And just because he was a nice guy, he canceled the subscription from auto-renewing. You know, because the person just threw out the PlayStation 4 without canceling it. It'd be really funny if the person actually didn't want to cancel it though. Like they turned on the PlayStation 4 Pro and they're like, "What happened to my subscription?" Number 6, some guy made a VR rig for his Commodore 64. Now, since there are no games that are available to take advantage of that, he had to create a game that, you know, worked in VR. But, I don't know. I don't feel like it's very immersive. I mean, it looks a lot like a Commodore 64 game, which means it's, you know, bad looking. It's like if you went into Tron and it didn't look like Tron Legacy, it looked like Tron. Like, you know, it could have looked like Tron Legacy. Number 5, Sega is collaborating with Hooters for a Sonic promotion. Yes, that is a real thing. That's not a joke. Hooters restaurants in Tokyo have a Sonic Forces tie-in. There's not really a lot of details available, but hey, if you want me to be honest, I think Sonic Forces probably isn't going to be as good as Sonic Mania. So they were like, I guess bring Hooters into the mix. Number 4, modders modded in a mod to mod out Bethesda's paid mods. That's right, there is a mod that hides Bethesda's Creation Club from Fallout 4. Mods that get rid of the paid mods. I love it. Good job, Bethesda modding community. Good job. Number 3, the US Navy is getting rid of the periscope joysticks and replacing them with Xbox controllers. Now, before you go, well, that makes perfect sense. They're familiar. People use Xbox controllers. That's going to make all of this stuff much easier to do. And you know what? That's definitely true. It brings a familiarity to the machine that probably wasn't there before. But the reason they're doing this is because the joysticks that they previously used on these submarines were $38,000 a piece. And then the US Navy was like, actually, you know what? We could probably just use Xbox controllers and not even have to train people how to use them. Number 2, in Japan, you can now learn to program a game from a Japanese maid. And while that may sound a little bit odd, normally a maid kind of specifically knows how to clean up, you know, houses and stuff. In Japan, maids are a little bit, well, let's just say more revered.
That was cool. Thanks.
You're welcome, bro.
These classes are mainly filled with dudes, at least from what I can see. Still, maids can be paid to do just about anything with you, in Japan anyhow. I mean, you can't really pay a maid here to teach you to program games. But maids will lift weights with you, they'll play video games with you, and now they can teach you programming, which is interesting because there's a bunch of maids that know how to program video games, not making video games. Which I guess kind of sucks, now that I think about it. Number 1 is weird in that it took this long for somebody to do an official report on it. But an EU Commission report came out saying that piracy actually increases legitimate sales of video games.
I told you. What did I tell you? Didn't I tell you? 'Cause I told you.
You know, there used to be a model for selling video games where either the entire game or a large amount of the game was just distributed for free. It was called shareware. And in order to unlock it, or even just to pay for it because you were nice and wanted to pay for it, people would do just that. It was a model that gave us Doom. Doom literally succeeded on the shareware model and became probably the most iconic PC game of all time. Now, one could easily apply that to the fact that now there is no shareware and most people want to be able to try out something before they buy it. It's a big no duh, if you ask me.
And when did I tell you? A long time ago.
To quote Leia to Grand Moff Tarkin, the more you tighten your grip, the more gamers will slip through your fingers. This report proves if you loosen it, if you allow gamers to do the right thing, they will. Or at least enough of them will. If you ask me, this report is a good case for bringing back shareware, or at least demos. Jeez. We could go around in circles on this forever because it's just common sense. Or at least it should be. But we actually do have to do other things. Like leaving a comment telling us your favorite weird gaming story of the month. And if you like this video, click the like button. If you're not subscribed, now would be a good time to do so. We upload brand new videos every day of the week, and the best way to see them first is, of course, a subscription. As always, we thank you very much for watching this video. I'm Falcon. You can follow me on Twitter at FalconTheHero, and we'll see you next time right here on gameranx.